There are many reasons to get excited about life. It's a new day and it's another reason to get excited. So as far as my workflow has gone, it has gone pretty good. I've been focusing primarily on my writing for today, but I think that I want to be tweaking my schedule around a little bit, at least as far as how I want to be going about my work. Basically, I'm changing gears very quickly, and there's not really much of a pause in between those shifts. So what I'm thinking that I want to do, or at least the best strategy for me to do, is basically from my morning, it's basically going to be a focus on whatever my main focus is for that day. And then after that, in the afternoon, it's basically just going to be my usual, well, it'll just be some of the other miscellaneous things, or at least the things that are my minor focus for that day. So it still is going to be revolving around developing the habits, but I'm basically going to be spending more time focusing on the more specific things in the morning, and then in the afternoon basically have a lighter workload of just things that I need to be doing. But as far as my workouts, I'm making a lot of headway and I'm making a lot of progress, and there's a lot of things that I'm really excited to share with you guys in the months, in this month to come, but also in the months to come as well. There's a lot of things that I'm really excited for that I want to be talking about, but I don't want to be talking about it now because, yeah, because I want it to be a surprise. I want it to be a really big surprise at the end of the month, and it's going to be insane. Trust me. It will just be insane, or at least in my head it is insane, and I think that other people will think so too. In a positive way, not in a oh god, he's lost his mind type of thing, but yeah. Man, that was some heavy snow. But it was a good workout though. It got me sweating just a little bit. So yeah, that was really good. That was a really good break just to go and shovel the entire driveway, or at least 3/4, because our neighbor decided to help us a little bit. So I'm thankful for that. I'm really thankful for that, because I don't think I could have gone on. Well, at least I feel like I could have, for sure, but still, it would have been a battle to get through it all. So, yeah. Anyway, back to work. So I was doing a little bit of social media stuff. However, I spent a lot of that time figuring out what exactly it is that I wanted to be doing for tomorrow. Because again, like I said earlier in this video, I wanted to change my scheduler around and basically change how I'm structuring my work. That's basically what I kind of did for the rest of my afternoon, was essentially figure out what exactly, what kind of work I want to be doing, as well as ensuring that I have enough work that I'm going to be busy for up until this point. So that was essentially what I did. I also worked on my card game as well. Now, as far as my card game goes, it's gone through a major overhaul of the mechanics and just the nature of the card game as well. because I realized after working a little bit on the first version, I realized there was a lot of clutter and it was just a lot of work. And not that I don't mind working, it's just like there's so much stuff going on, and it's yes, it's really different, but it doesn't need to be incredibly different in what it does. Basically, what I want to be creating is something very simple that doesn't require a whole lot of math, doesn't require a whole lot of thinking, but like still requires obviously some strategy behind it, but doesn't require like these crazy absurd numbers and trying to memorize all these other numbers and so on. And that was basically what the first version was all about. It's like you have to try and remember all of these numbers and just have like a whole bunch of paper as well, because I had an experience point system in there, and it's like, oh my god, this experience point system is just like it's a unique idea, but it's not fitting for a card game. Like it'd be fitting if the card game was on PC or like on like a computer based, because then you can already track that. That's easy, but like I don't know if I want to be doing that right at this very moment. Like and even still, like it could be far simpler. So that's basically like I changed the system around, and that changes the entire mechanics of the game as well. So basically, my 2.0 version, I spent a little bit of time working, and it was just like putting back some of the stuff that did work in the first version and slipping it back into this one, and then hashing out a little bit more of these new mechanics that I want to be introducing into this card game that I'm creating. So it's all really exciting stuff for me, and I really enjoy it. That also provides a bit of a lesson of what I want to be talking about right now, and that is to simplify your life as much as you possibly can. And even in business, take some time to simplify the aspects of your business. Take some time to plan everything out, write things down, and figure out like, okay, like how do I want my day to look like, and what sort of benchmark should I be aiming for to have a satisfying work day? Because so far I'm 2 for 2 on having my satisfying days since I started counting yesterday or the day before in this case. But like I'm having these satisfying days, and that's really great. So I want to be taking these certain emotions and like certain aspects that I'm doing that I think are working, and stepping it up a notch, one more notch. And I feel like it's working, and it's really getting me somewhere, and it's putting a lot more perspective into certain things as far as my work and where I'm progressing, and how all my goals and my desires fit into all of this stuff. Like today, I feel like I made a huge step forward in my YouTube channel, and I'll be talking a little more about it later on, but I feel like I took a step forward in that, and you're gonna start seeing some of these effects very soon, or hopefully very soon, and it's getting me really excited about that. But also on my writing side as well. Like there's a couple of things that I have in the works that I'm really excited for, and if you really like my written work, I think that you're going to be really excited about it, and just as much as I am. So I'm really looking forward to all of these changes and development that is occurring in my life right now. And it's all because, again, like I'm looking back through my system, making some small steps and making some shifts to just simplify everything and not to overcomplicate everything. And just being flexible with like my ideas and where I want to be going, and be open to having them simplified and cut some things out and say, maybe I can use this idea for something else later on. Like, again, like my experience point system for my card game. Well, it might not work on a paperback, but again, it might work on a computer game. And that might be something that I might want to pursue in the future. Having like a card game based system, having a card game based game on a computer and having this experience point system or something like that. I don't know. Like but it could be an idea that is worth exploring. So don't discount the small things in your in life, or like chuck small ideas away or things that don't work. It only means that they don't really work at that point in time. It doesn't mean that they will never work at all. It's well worth exploring, because you could build a card game based around this experience system that I've set up, or that I've written in a document. So it's well worth exploring, as opposed to just dismissing it and throwing it in the trash. So when you want to be pursuing something in your life, don't be afraid to simplify things, to take and to analyze the things in your life that aren't really necessary, and take some time to just clean through some of that stuff and simplify it. Because once you have some experience, or once you started exploring some things and you start running into problems, a lot of times your life can be a lot simpler if you just go back to your original idea and say, what can I actually simplify that would make sense in the card game and still fit in with all my desires? Because you spend some more time thinking on it, as opposed to just writing it all out and just regurgitate and just having like a brain barf of just stuff that you're putting down onto a piece of paper. It's well worth considering that, so never dismiss that.